Cancer, we all hate it. We can't stand it, and there's a ton of money back in research to eliminate it.
Or at least cause it to eliminate itself by evolving out of existence. Let's talk about cancer and how we play a role at inducing this globally hated disease.
So what is cancer? By definition, cancer is the uncontrolled growth and spread of the abdominal cells in the body. If the spread is not controlled, it can lead to a variety of issues that can later result in death.
More pancakes!
Sweet, let's speed it up. Pancake, 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 pancake. Eat, little bunny, eat.
Ralph, you might want to try feeding the kitty for a little while.
No, the kitty gets the milkshake. The bunny gets the pancake.
Now to address the elephant in the room, what causes cancer? It's a question that has yet to receive a well-established answer. Research has divided the main culprits into two opposing sides, 2/3 intrinsic versus 2/3 extrinsic. On the intrinsic side, research suggests that the risk of cancer is simply just bad luck. When our cells divide, random errors occur in the sequencing of our DNA. Generally, most of these random errors or mutations aren't harmful to us. However, when these mutations begin to affect an important gene, the result is the induction of cancer cells. Researchers whose studies revolve around this process of random mutations ultimately believe that most of the risk is a result of random bad luck.
Let's use the analogy of typing using a keyboard. Because we are humans, the task of typing will of course result in typos. This is just like mutations that occur when normal cells divide. Behavior, such as typing while tired or when distracted, can cause even more typos, just as certain behaviors can cause extra mutations in DNA. A factory defect in the keyboard, like a stuck key or a missing key, can cause even more typos, just like an inherited factor can cause more mutations in DNA.
Our research suggests that nearly 2/3 of the mutations that cause cancer are due to these errors, this sort of bad luck. Everyone should avoid behaviors that increase the chance that they'll get the mutations that cause cancers. But many people will develop cancer no matter how perfect their behaviors are. These people should certainly not feel guilty about getting the disease. There is nothing they could have done to avoid it. Because some cancers are inevitable, we believe that more research to find ways to detect cancers earlier while they're still curable is urgently needed.
On the extrinsic side, researchers believe that 2/3 of what causes cancer is a result of one's lifestyle, dependent on how they choose to live and what they choose to eat and how they carry themselves throughout life. Researchers have found direct correlations with one's lifestyle and the type of cancer they end up inducing. For example, with the increase in smoking, there was found a direct correlation with increasing lung cancers.
According to a new study, cancer risk may have more to do with lifestyle, not genetics, for as many as 90% of cases. Most researchers agree cancer is likely caused by the body's stem cells dividing at uncontrollable rates. A study published in the journal Science back in January appeared to show 2/3 of cancer types were victims of bad luck or chance mutations. Yet a new study, which included some of the same data as the January study, argues only as much as 30% of cancers fall under the so-called bad luck hypothesis. Instead, the main causes were found to be extrinsic. Causes include diet, alcohol, and cigarette use, sunburns, viruses, pollution, and more, including some factors that haven't been identified yet. The director of the university that conducted the study told the BBC, if intrinsic risk is like Russian roulette, then maybe 1 in 6 will get cancer. Now what a smoker does is add 2 or 3 more bullets into that revolver, and now they pull the trigger. The researchers noted in their paper at least 9 other studies have shown evidence against the bad luck hypothesis, but they say theirs is the first to quantitatively appraise the relative contribution of extrinsic factors. The finding could significantly alter how cancer is both treated and prevented, but some say the overwhelming weight of extrinsic factors could cause a lot of fear.
Are we in fear of what we eat? You know, do we step out the front door? Where do we draw the line?
The latest study was published in the journal Nature.
So I'm here at the Memorial Cancer Institute, and places like these are made to answer the question, are we really giving ourselves cancer?
So how is it that we self-induce cancer? Do our personal lifestyles really affect our risk of receiving that untimely diagnosis? Scientists refer to the factors involving these lifestyle choices as intrinsic or environmental factors. And yes, research does suggest that our personal lifestyle choices heavily affect our risk of getting cancer. Simply put, intrinsic factors are lifestyle or environmental influences that can increase the risk of cancer. These are often preventable or modifiable. Unfortunately common, these are the known factors causing cancers that aren't simply a result of chance. Smoking, the use of tobacco, alcohol consumption, poor diet, obesity, lack of physical activity, UV radiation exposure, infections such as HP and hepatitis, occupational exposures, and so on.
These factors have been linked to somatic mutations that occur after birth that are a direct result of the lifestyle we choose to live. So eating a diet containing highly processed meat, artificial sweeteners, and salty foods dramatically increases the risk for cancer. Also, alcohol, various drug uses, and smoking, whether they're done separately or together, have been directly linked to cancers in the mouth, pharynx, breast, liver, and esophagus. And yes, even small amounts of these substances can be all it takes to induce a mutation and begin the path to a death sentence by your own cells.
Yes, it is possible. Early changes in behavior can reduce or sometimes reverse risk. Various cancer types have unique preventative or cancer reduction measures, usually attributed to their type. For example, the best preventative measure to lung cancer is not smoking. Diets in high foods containing monounsaturated fats such as olive oil, canola oil, and some nuts and seeds, and high in vegetables may reduce the risk of breast cancer. The HPV vaccine is one vaccine created to prevent cervical cancer. Also, just getting ahead of it once it has been induced is a great way to eliminate it before it becomes fatal. Screening and early detection can definitely help reduce that chance. Clearly, we can establish that an understanding of our bodies, a great diet, and not starting or reducing activities that directly damage our bodies can help reduce the errors in our sequencing that affect our most important genes.
And lastly, research and studies are currently being done to understand how PFAS, or PFAS,
Forever chemicals. We all have them in our blood. Blame 3M and DuPont. And also, get rid of your nonstick pans.
and CT scans, yes, you heard that right, are contributing to the prevalence of cancer. Cancer, we all hate it, but we can induce it in ourselves. So let's hate it even more and create a society where we don't contribute to killing ourselves.
What about war?
No time for politics, Kenny.